MR.KOA.
We need to talk.
We need to talk.
We need to talk. We need to talk.
We need to talk.
Welcome back to Me Talk Up number 64. I'm host Mr. KOA alongside
Top Boy.
And we have a guest, a prior guest that we used to have.
Yeah, I'm back for the second time.
2 years ago. That sounds very far.
Episode 9.
Episode 9.
Where are we on now? 64,
64.
You said? That's crazy.
So that's 55 episodes ago.
That's some quick math.
Yeah,
I'm
no.
impressed.
I'm a math guy. Went to school for business. Welcome back, Royston.
What's up? Glad to be back.
It is. Yeah, I'm glad to have you again. Interesting enough, Royston, he's always done YouTube videos, I think, for a bit, but recently he dropped a video, a story time video, which was my girlfriend had 3 boyfriends.
Yeah.
It was interesting. Clickbait title. I like it.
It wasn't clickbait. It was
Clickbait
the
title.
bait was there.
Clickbait title. I like it. My girlfriend had 3 boyfriends. It's very clickbait, but it's very
Was
good.
it clickbait? Because that was
It
actually
was facts. Yeah, it's not
like
like
it was real.
I exaggerated the shit. It was
Listen, I'm
real.
not saying it wasn't facts, but it's a clickbait title.
Gotcha.
You're gonna click that if you say my. People like
100%.
what? 3 boyfriends? But like that's what it is. Not intentional. That was what it was. But good story. I think it was 27 minutes.
Yeah, 27.
27-minute video, which is very long for YouTube, but it was very interesting. Basically went through the story of, how he's dating a girl, didn't know she had a boyfriend, and then she ended up having another boyfriend. He just kind of got put through the ringer. You guys definitely go check that out on his YouTube channel, which is Who's Fly
TV.
Who's Fly TV. But yeah, just tell us a little bit about yourself. People who don't know you, just a quick rundown. What you do, what you've been up to, and what are your plans for 2019? Go ahead.
Man, all right. But these are always it's like one of those things where but like it's when you verbalize it, you're like, okay, what do I do? But Royston, born and raised in Toronto. I do a little bit of everything like you did. I went to school for business as well, but honestly, I feel like I have too much creativity, too much creative passion for just to be boxed in for a 9 to 5. So I just like to do anything that express myself outside of that.
Of course.
I got a poetry blog as well. I've got a YouTube page. Whatever it is that can just help me not feel boxed in and express myself, because I'm really big on expression.
Right.
I'm all for it. I'm here for the jokes. I'm here for anything else.
What is it? It's a tough question, but if there was no money involved, what would you want to do full time?
Full time, what makes me the happiest? Honestly, I love just even just telling the story, even on YouTube. I don't do it just to for views or to be YouTube famous. Honestly, I genuinely enjoy telling a story or making people laugh, and then they're like, yo, this is pretty hilarious. That was seeing the reactions to the video was enjoyable enough. You know what I mean?
Additionally.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
But you enjoyed doing creating it itself.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's funny because when I was watching the video, I was telling you earlier before we started going on live, was that you remind me of myself in many ways. How old are you right now?
27.
27. So we're about the same age. I'm 28, 29 this year. But
I just turned 27 in February.
Okay, so 2 years older than you.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're reminding myself in good ways. I feel like, and now you see me went to school for business, which is also interesting. But yeah, I'm not sure if you know my story, but I went to school for business. I played basketball.
I remember.
I got injured, worked in accounting, did all that, corporate bullshit jobs. And again, same as you, I'm not like you guys here. I can do this job, but you guys, this is your job.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I do this job because I'm capable of doing it, but I don't actually enjoy doing what I'm doing. I'm just good at it. And I would look for other things to be creative to kind of keep my sanity. You know what I mean? I'm me being in the box in the cubicle every day, I am burning my brain cells doing this. I'm aware of it, So I would do extra things. I would do my YouTube stuff and draw and shoot and all these stuff. So the same way you're looking for an outlet to, get you have the business aspect and business skill.
Exactly.
And I think we have the advantage than most people because we have the ability to do both.
Exactly.
Right? There are some people who are either strictly creative and have no business aspect or business understanding, or people are strictly business and don't have a creative side.
Exactly.
But I feel like we have this hybrid where I've been able to use it to my advantage because now I'm a photographer full time.
Yeah.
There are photographers out there that are very good photographers but have no business aspect.
Exactly.
They just take pictures but they don't have to run a business.
Exactly.
They have no idea how to send an email, but I can take pictures, right? And then on the flip side, now that I can do both, I have my photography, but I'd be able to create a business because of what I've learned through business.
Exactly.
Right? So I feel like whatever it is that you find, whatever it is that you're finding, you're going to really, benefit from the fact that you can integrate both these things together. So
fun fact, actually, I remember you before we actually started recording, you were telling me I remember when we actually started talking to friends and stuff like that, I remember like I had you on Facebook for a long time, and you put out like you worked like a job like that, and you made like a really huge post about how you quit because like you're not fit for that. And I remember like that's when I followed you, and I was like, yo, this guy gets it, because like that's how I felt at the time. And like not too long afterward, I kind of did like something similar. Like obviously I didn't go like full fledged, but like something similar. I was just like, yo, honestly, this isn't for me. So like I gotta like find something that helps me feel like sane at the end of the day, where I'm not feeling caged in, and I'm not doing something where I'm just like, yo, this is not making me happy at the end of the day. So I was just like, that was why I could completely relate to what you said, just because like I remember that time distinctly.
You know what I always talk when people talk about like how did you know, or like when do you quit or whatever it is, like I feel like one, it's not for everybody. Facts. Because there are people who just don't want to work because they just don't want to work. Like that's not the reason to quit.
Exactly.
I just don't want to work for a boss. I just don't want to work for the man.
You still need to have some ambition to do that.
Right. Like it's you might not want to do it, but there are some people who just don't want to do it, and there's some people where it's actually not for them.
Exactly.
There's a difference, right? And I feel like with you and I, for example, and Zamora, it's like the toughest thing is to ignore it once you become aware of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, because if you're not aware of it, you're going to work, you're doing your job, because there's a time you liked your job. Like, there's a time I liked my job. I'm like, oh, sick. Like, I got my business job. Like, I'm working downtown Bay Street. Like, I felt cool. But then when you're doing it for a bit, then you if you're like, saw yourself from the outside. Yeah. Like, I'm like.
It's like a corpse just kind of like navigating through.
Because then you almost see yourself like from the outside looking in, you're like, I'm on this wheel. Yeah. Like, and then like, it like makes you feel so crazy because you're like, you're watching yourself, you're like, I wake up at 9, I go here, I clock out at 5, I come back 6. Tomorrow, I'm tired, I wake up, I'm like, and then the weekend comes, and the weekend I party with my friends sometimes, and I go back on Monday, and I do this again, I'm like, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah, like, I can't do the routine.
But once you're aware of it, you have to quit.
Yeah, it's true.
Because then you, like, now you know. It's almost like the fucking, like, when like a TV show, like once you're watching the show, but then when you realize that people are watching you, you're like, whoa, like, seriously, Because once you're in there, you're like, well, I'm just in this, and then you're like, wait, this is all like
this is it.
This is it for me.
Yeah, like there's like I've really not achieved everything, but it's just like there's nothing, like it's just gonna be this cycle that
for the next 20 years.
Exactly.
And you're like 20 years. You're like, no,
40 years of my life till I retire. Absolutely not. I can't deal with this.
Right.
I'm sick of this every day, and like you're just like, I don't even want to do this anymore. And like I remember like there'll be days where I'm like, I'm at work, I'm like, I'm gonna quit right now. I'm gonna walk out of here right now, not say a word.
You just say it to yourself.
But
you never do it.
Nah, definitely not.
But have you ever, you two, Zamora, have you ever been talking to someone, like you worked in corporate as well? Like, I think my like that's it moment was when I spoke to someone at my work. I think one of my accounting jobs, and she was like, I'm usually I'm not sure about you guys, but I'm usually the youngest person in my jobs. Is that like
same? When
in the corporate world, when I finished school, like I'm usually one of the youngest people. Like everyone's kind of elderly, whatever, older, mid-30s, mid-40s, and I'm like the young black guy. You know what I mean? So there was a lady I was talking to on one of my jobs downtown, and I was just curious because I'm just like, she was training me, she knew how to do this. Every time I had a question, she's like, oh, that's that. Oh, that's that. Oh, this. I'm like, how do I do? Oh, boom, boom. I'm just like, so one day I'm just like, yo, how long have you been working here? Like, I was just, because I'm like, yo, you know everything. So I'm like, how long? She's like, I've been here for 25 years. And I'm like just doing this.
Like, over and over again.
She's like, yeah, 25 years of my life. She's like, I started here in whatever, 2000 or 19, whatever. I'm just like, you've been doing this in this chair. Day in, day out.
For my entire life.
Day in.
Yeah. For the entire time you've been alive.
Yeah, because I was at least 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Day in, day out.
Could not.
Since I was born. Day in, day out. And she's like, yeah, I love it. And I'm like, no.
You don't. I don't.
No, but she actually might. Yeah. But for me, I'm like,
it's not for you.
I'm like, absolutely not.
The way I look at it too is like, I'm 27, and like I look at it like you said, some people be like, I've been here for 20 plus years. I'm like, from the time I was born to 27 now, to do that again, doing this one thing forever, I cannot. Like, there's no way I'm going to repeat that entire time span doing this one thing.
Because those 25 years, you went to high school, you went to this, you went to uni.
It up.
You bet, no, this is just a job now.
What? 9 to 5 every day, Monday to Friday?
No.
It's not enough.
Fucking crazy.
No. But yeah.
And then you only get fucking 2 weeks off vacation.
Yeah.
Think about that, right? Like, you've been working 25 years.
Have a ball. Come right back and do it again.
You gotta book time off for those 2 weeks.
That's sickening. And it's honestly because we're the millennials now, right? So it's like, is becoming more and more, let's say, popular for lack of better terms, but more and more popular for us to find other things other than the corporate 9 to 5, because like we are growing in an era of technology in terms of access, in terms of social media, all this stuff. It's like back then it was easy to work a 9 to 5 day job because there was no access to all, like you only knew what you could see, you only could research what you could research. So like if someone's working 9 to 5, they're fine with it because it's like I come home, I have dinner with my family, I watch some TV, and that's what it is. Now it's like you're gonna put someone in a 9 to 5 box doing the same job for years. When they leave that job, they can do YouTube, they can go on Twitter, they can create this, they can do this, they can meet people. There's social networking, there's this, there's events. They can try like there's so much things outside of your job that's tempting them to leave.
It's true.
Every day. Like. It's just it's almost impossible to keep our attention as millennials because like how can you really like the retention of jobs, like there's so much turnover these days for us, like our millennial people are quitting jobs like left, right, and center. For other jobs is to try, just have something new because it's like
we get tired of it so quick.
We can't just do that one thing anymore. Like it doesn't even work for our brain. Like
it's true.
You know, so I don't know what's gonna happen in the future. I really don't. Like in terms
it's true. Like how could it even diversify any more than it already is? Like that's the I can't even imagine that. That's the crazy part to me.
Yeah.
Like you can literally pick anything these days and like make your own kind of lane, and it can, if you stick with it and you're good enough at it, like you can turn it into a career.
Yeah.
Back then it was really like, okay,
this is what do you want?
3 options.
You want to be a plumber? You want to be a lawyer, doctor,
a
cop,
taxes,
or a cop? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, let's get into the show real quick. You got some stuff?
Yeah. Before we get into the questions, actually, I saw some shit on Twitter. There's an interaction you had
with me.
Yes.
Okay.
And I know for a fact we're all gonna have an opinion on this, but this girl wrote, "I don't hear stories about women being trash often, but when I do, it's always something wild." And you said, "Women are trash very often, but y'all are so good at hiding it that the stories rarely come to light." That's my theory, and I was sticking to it.
That's crazy. That was literally like
End
2
quote.
hours ago.
End quote, Royston.
So I'd like you to elaborate. Is that how you really feel?
That's exactly how I feel, 100%. I feel like, okay, I feel like women are...
Who hurt you, Royston?
Go watch the video and you can see for yourself. Go ahead. But honestly, I feel like women, honestly, like, they're... I feel like in more times than not, they're smarter than us. And they are also a lot... They can keep their mouth shut a lot more than us. I feel like a lot of times we're our own worst enemy.
You want to brag. Guys want to brag.
Yeah, brag as well. I think sometimes we might even trip over our own tongue. Like
I was going to say that. I don't know if it's... Okay, like I know guys do brag, but if anything, I think what it comes down to is how sloppy guys are.
Exactly. Yeah, we get sloppy.
And yeah, that could be attributed to different things, but I just think like we can't keep up with all the shit that goes into, you know...
We can't keep up with the lies.
We can't.
Can't keep up with the lies of just fucking around or doing any of that shit.
It gets out of hand.
But like women, truthfully,
we have a notebook.
Women,
there's a lie notebook.
Yeah, women, I believe, honest to God, are messier than men.
You think so?
Truthfully,
internally, you mean?
Wait, yeah. Like when you're talking about sloppiness in terms of like
no, not sloppiness, but I think that like because the whole thing
was
trifling
wise, you mean?
Yeah, like trifling wise. I think we talked about it, right? Like when a girl cheats on a guy. The guy always takes it like so, like his world just crumbled because we don't expect that your girl could actually cheat on.
You just don't believe that.
You know what I mean?
Capable of
you just don't want to believe it. I know why don't we do it? But like you
like crazy, there's no way you could do it. So that's why we think it's like crazy. But if you look at it objectively, you're just like, yo, I have a man that did the exact same thing that you did like 2 weeks ago. So I don't know like why I'm acting this way. But still, like I do think women are like truthfully messy. I really think that they are. And prime example, like I'm not gonna name names, but it's just like, you know, men will post some shit on IG, right?
Yeah.
Like it might be a provocative thing or whatever.
Right.
And girls will be in the guys' DMs just as much as like guys would to be girls. And the thing is, I always had this misconception for a long time that like girls wouldn't do that shit if they knew that a guy was in a relationship. They don't care.
Yeah,
they don't care, bro.
They don't.
They really don't.
This guy's
I think they're worse than I feel like guys more so like
I'm talking about those things.
I'm mad y'all know.
I can fucking throw myself with myself, okay?
No, go on.
I feel like girls are more likely to do that if a guy like I feel like a girl's more likely to go after a guy that has a girlfriend than a guy is to go after a girl that has a boyfriend.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I feel like because girls I find are more like in competition with each other than guys are in competition with each other.
100%.
So it's like they want to do it to have like a one up almost,
Like,
just to prove that I can.
Put it like
do it.
this, right? Like, okay, I actually can't picture a scenario in my life where I'm paying attention to a girl that I know is in a relationship.
Exactly.
And like actively waiting till she's out of that relationship.
Exactly. Oh my God.
Like,
whatever.
if I see a girl, let's say I saw a girl and I thought she was bad and I wanted to get with her, then I find out she's in a relationship.
It's in the back of my mind.
I'm off it. Right?
Exactly, 100%.
I won't check back on our like IG to know if she's in a relationship until someone says something about it. Like, oh, you know, so and so is single now.
Yeah, or it presents itself.
Yeah, but I think most women are like actively looking
Weekly.
Like, I think weekly they go back. I think they'll do right.
Is
They'll
it Friday
verify.
again?
They'll do checks.
Are you still with the? Okay.
They'll scroll through your profile and be like,
This looks different.
It looks different. I don't see her anymore.
There's an empty slot here. Those pictures weren't together.
There's
those two pictures weren't touching before. What was here before?
You deleted it.
Like something was here. Yeah.
So that's my opinion. I choose.
You know what? I feel like did I ever already told you the story about the girl I know that's sleeping with a guy I know that has kids? Did I tell you that already?
No.
Oh fuck, that's so messy. Like
it sounds messy.
So there is a girl I know, and this is the thing. For me, I always say like, for us in this room right now, I feel like we're all close enough that if you found out his girl was cheating on him, you would definitely tell him.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. Now, there's levels to this because there's mans that you just know.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you knew his girl was cheating on him, you'd be like,
keep my mouth shut. Mind my business.
I don't know like that, bro.
Yeah.
So I'm not like
facts. There's
right?
levels to it. Yeah.
There's a level to it.
There's
so it's
tiers.
like this level for this level for me right now is there is a guy that is not like me and Zamori, me and you. There's a guy that I know.
You just know him passing.
I know who you are. Be like I hail you if I see you because you know, but I don't have any loyalty to be
exactly.
like you know. So and what's worse is so his girlfriend / almost wife, because they're basically gonna get married. They're not engaged yet, but he's been saying that he wants to plan to propose there, right? Yeah. Which when I heard that, he told me this, and I was like,
was it after you found out?
Yes. After I found it, he's like, yo, I'm actually trying to propose to her. I'm just like, okay.
I commend you on that one.
So,
I don't know if I can hold my composure.
It's not my place. Like I don't know.
Yeah, no.
Anyway, so I'm like. And the thing is, because I don't know him like that, like, there's so many different variables. Like, let's just say, like, I don't know. What if they're in an open relationship? I don't know. And then I sound like an idiot.
Are
and
you
like,
100% sure that this is happening?
Certain.
Okay.
So,
all right.
But what I don't know is maybe they're in a relationship. Maybe he does know. And if he, but maybe he does. Like, I don't know. So because I don't know you like that, I was out of it. Basically, what happened was he's with this woman. They have kids together. And, you know, they post on Instagram, beautiful family, like, I love my family, blah, blah. It's usually him posting like this, though, right?
Okay.
She's really like, my family, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
She's more low-key. She'll post a 1-2. Her the kids on sometimes she'll post them, but very rare. He's more this is my family, I love them, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So that means I know he's more into this.
Yeah,
you know
of course,
for a fact,
yeah.
right? Especially as a man.
Yeah, because guys don't post like
about
that.
The kids and all,
exactly.
No, that's not.
That's a girl thing, usually.
Right? So he's in reverse role on that side. Usually men aren't like that, right? Now, this gets messy because the guy that she's cheating on him with, I know that guy.
Oh.
Like, but you know him?
You're in the worst position possible.
I don't know that guy.
So you gotta hold it down
right?
now.
So I told him what's going on. I'm like, yo, because when we have obviously mans have group chats, whatever. And I think I might have showed her whatever one day. And I was like, well, what? And I pulled him. I pulled a message to him like privately out of the group chat. I'm like, yo, that last girl you just said. I'm like, yo, she has a family, and he's like, say word. I'm
Oh,
like,
so he didn't.
he actually didn't know.
But how long would they smash him for though?
Almost like a year. Like
That's
bin.
deadly.
Like bin. So
how
I'm
can
like,
you hide that?
so I'm like,
see what we go back to.
Yeah,
though.
like-
so he's like, yo, I didn't
Man.
even know that. I'm like, she never told you? He's like, bro, she never even talks about her kids. I'm like,
that's
so I was just like, I'm like, this is
my heart hurts for him.
this is wild. So then, time goes on. He's like, yo, now that I know though, like, I'm gonna try and push out because I feel weird. Like that's kind of I don't want to be a homewrecker or whatever, right? So he backed off for a bit, right? Because he backed. When I say he backed off for a bit, like wasn't really hitting her up, whatever. Then she hits him up like, where you been?
Yeah.
With stranger going in, and I'm like, now she's trying to
Yeah,
like,
because women have the pride. She doesn't want to get pushed away. She's
you
like,
have a
what?
family. Go take care of your children. Like, what the heck?
Holy
So
That's
then,
ridiculous.
So then, shortly after, I see them both, the girl and the actual guy that I don't really know like that. I see them both out somewhere, and I'm just observing them because like now I just know what's going on, and she's like, I don't like it's weird to say because I'm like, how do you act when you're a cheater? Like I don't know, but I'm just like the way I'm just like, how you gonna just sit there? Like how you just sit there like everything's good? Like you're hugging your
in love all
like,
of a
this
sudden.
is like it's so crazy to me. And like the more I see that, like obviously I'm not gonna say all girls are like that because that's silly. But I'm saying when you see that, it's like
They play both sides.
But it just makes you
well.
it makes you so much more aware. I'm like, it's so possible.
Yeah,
Like,
it's ridiculous. You'd have no clue because
there's no-
he's just like, yo, my girl loves me.
Royston, there's no
She's
way.
perfect.
Royston, there's no
Yeah.
way he's aware that she's getting dug out.
That's-
There's no way. There's no way you're sitting there at dinner just chilling, knowing your
Yeah.
girl is getting pressed. You're not okay with that. I don't care.
Bro,
That's all he knows.
That's ridiculous.
So it's
yo, the crazy thing is,
I'm just out of it.
we know that guys are like that too, but it's like some serial. It's like that's like serial killer, sociopathic level
facts.
of like just calmness to just be sitting there like
Not worried.
just knowing. Like imagine the girl sitting across from you, just looking at you, right? Can you imagine she just looking you dead in the eyes, like, and she's like, "You're never gonna say a damn thing."
but the thing is, she doesn't know. I know.
I know she does, but
even
imagine,
if she did, she probably
that
still
would
look at
be
you
right.
like that.
Even if she
was
did,
like,
you knew. I knew.
say something.
Oh,
even if she
wrap it
did,
on
she's
my
just
finger.
looking dead
Yeah.
in your eyes, like,
Who's gonna believe me or you?
No, that's the line
exactly.
though.
Who's gonna believe me or you?
That's how friendship.
winning.
That's how friendships die. No, not the head. Tell him. Tell him.
remember what we were talking about the weekend when I don't put them on blast, but the
What?
guys who didn't know shit
What?
with the cameras and like
Oh, yeah,
the
gotcha.
reaction you
Yeah,
do,
yeah.
the reaction you do. Every man does this, right? Whenever they run into a situation where they realize something is fucked up, we all like just naturally go, okay. Yeah. Just go, all right, yeah,
No
dude, you
simple.
do a little sniff.
I'm like, you have no cold. You ain't stuffy. Like,
Cool.
Yeah, I bet.
That's exactly what
Yeah.
you probably did in the situation when you like put two and two together.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, all right, cool.
yeah,
cool.
and it's like, what was I supposed to say? But then it's like, it makes you really wonder because like for me, I'm like, okay, so because I don't know him like that, I didn't say anything. It makes you think though, because like now it's like when you have a girlfriend, for example, you're like, what if my girl's doing things and managers don't tell me?
Yeah,
Because they don't know me like that.
It's true.
Because now you're like,
you know what?
It's like, aren't you mad? No
It's like,
things.
I gotta be mad at everybody.
Yeah,
like,
you know what it
nobody
is,
could
like-
show me.
No man.
Yo, but you know what it is? Like,
Yeah.
I had a question though, because earlier you said like that's not my place. We all have said that's not my place at some point.
Absolutely.
But it's like, who the fuck place is it?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, like you know, because it's like you are aware.
Because the reality is, like, the person who's cheating, they're cheating because they're not gonna tell the person. Right? So
So knowing yourself.
as soon as someone knows, like,
Yeah.
if I know you, I was gonna say well enough, but then everyone just likes to play the game. I'm
Right.
like, I mean, how well do I know this guy? Like,
yeah.
listen, because I'm gonna start to feel bad if I keep seeing this happen,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, yo,
Like,
this is
I gotta
crazy.
say something. Like,
Yo,
I know.
like, I don't know if I tweeted about, but I watched some show on Netflix called Dr. Foster, right? It's this British show. First, you gotta watch this shit.
I never. Yeah.
It's literally it's exactly what we're talking
Yeah.
about. This woman is like in a happily married, has a kid and everything, and she goes to some party with her husband, right? It's her husband's birthday party.
Okay.
She needs to get something out the trunk of the car. She goes in the trunk and she finds like in the back of your car when you lift up the compartment, there's like a spare tire.
Yeah.
She sees like it looks like a backpack strap. It's like hanging out of it.
Yeah.
So she pulls it. She's like, "What's this?" Her husband had like another phone in there, like
Stash?
stash of all the shit.
Yeah.
Double life.
She opens the phone and she sees that he's been like basically dating another woman who is at his birthday
there
party.
right now.
She's there. Basically, it was like a friend. It was like a friend of the family.
Okay.
It was the daughter or some shit, right?
But you never suspected it.
She suspected it at first, but she was like paranoid. She was just like, I'm
She's
being
like, how?
crazy.
Like, yeah.
Because
tripping,
she went to give him his like scarf and she saw like another strand of hair on it. She questioned about it.
like, oh,
He's like, nah, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, yeah, I'm just being off, right?
Yeah.
But this was the crazy part. Everyone was in on it.
Except
Like
her.
when she
Except
was
her.
when she was looking at the phone, she saw text between him and the girl, right?
Yeah.
And she's like, what the fuck? But then she's looking through the other texts, like all her friends are texting him saying like,
Tell her kind of
You
thing.
should stop.
tell her or
Yeah.
like you need to break up with her so you can be with the new
man.
girl, blah blah. And she has to look at all these people being
In there,
like,
they had no idea she knows now.
she has no idea that she knew. And it's like it goes on for it's just two
Yeah,
seasons, just
okay,
two
okay.
seasons. And I'm just like,
Can't
yo,
carry that season
this
on.
I'm like, this is fucked, right?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I'm watching it. I'm like, I couldn't imagine
Yeah.
being in this shit, right? So it's like you bring up a good point. Like if it was happening to you, would you want someone to just tell you, right?
And would you believe them?
It's true.
Because that's why we don't do these things, and we feel it's not our place, because it's like me telling you what's happening with your girls.
Yeah.
You'll believe me because you trust me.
But
Like
here's
we
the-
have
yeah.
a trust,
But
right?
here's-
If I tell a
yeah.
random man, not a random man, if I tell a man that we don't really talk to like that, like, yo,
Yeah.
I think the girl's cheating. For him, it's like, what are you talking about? Like,
Yeah, like if a rat
we don't even talk. Like,
that's
we
true,
like,
yeah.
if
I would
why
you know
would
and I wouldn't? Yeah.
Why
Yeah.
would my girl be? Yo, who's this guy? Like,
Yeah.
I don't. Like, now you don't want that like
Yeah.
weird feeling of like.
I feel you, but at the same time, you have to ask yourself like, who's just randomly gonna say this shit to you?
It happens.
I know it happens,
And that's why. 'cause
I know
it
it
doesn't-
But you have to say it with some type of like,
Facts.
Yeah.
exactly. You
Yeah.
can't say, yeah, your girl. Okay.
It's like why?
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
do you think,
How?
like, what makes you think that?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's
What makes
why,
you think
like,
this,
even
like-
like for me, like when it was brought to me,
Yeah.
it was brought to me by two really good friends. So like, one, they're on your friendship level.
Yeah.
Two, it's like, what do you have to gain from lying
Yeah.
if that's the case? You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
at least looking into. So maybe I don't take you for full facts right now.
Right.
But now
it's
I'm on
like,
notice.
I gotta, like, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I'm gonna look into it.
Yeah.
Do my because like a lot of times I think why guys also don't find out about things and girls are a lot like they don't get caught is because
No one
it's
says
like,
shit.
Exactly. We're
Like,
like,
that's-
eh,
yo,
whatever.
Because
That's
if no one's saying
Yeah,
shit, yo,
exactly.
it's like
That's
everyone.
100%
yeah.
it because, like, hey, prime scenario. I remember back in like college, one of my boys was like doing some dirt, right? And I just never said anything, and then we all kind of went our separate ways. But he was dating a girl throughout this entire time.
Yeah.
Then I come to find out, like, maybe like a year later, him and his girl broke up, right? And he tells me that the way that they broke up was because a girl that he had like DM'd on the low, literally as soon as he DM'd her,
Just
she
forwarded it.
just screenshot the
Just
combo and
forwarded
sent
it
it to
to
the
the
girl.
girl.
Just
Like,
said,
yeah.
not even gonna bother.
Like-
just nope.
Like,
just
delete the reply.
right away.
Just-
and this
forwarding it.
and this is crazy on so many levels because one, think about the fact that there are guys and girls who move this way on a
Right,
regular
yeah.
basis,
Yep.
knowing that at any point
A man can do
someone
that.
can just be like, "Yo,
Easy.
I'm gonna just send
Yeah,
the
exactly.
receipts."
They
Like,
really trust. They
Yeah.
really trust them.
Yeah.
and people.
They're that brazen. They're just like,
Yo.
nah, they won't do it. Show me your titties. Like, text is in there. They can easily keep that. Nah, she won't do that. Like, you're that wild.
I have had so many conversations with every girl I've ever dated about this shit, where it's just like, not even can I show you receipts. I'm like, there's not another nigga in this country named Zamor.
Yeah.
Like if
Like, if that
I
name's
don't
in
know
their
another
phone.
person, so I don't know another
I'm
person.
like, yo, like if someone says, "Oh, I think his name was Zamor," I'm
think
changing my
that-
name. You
yeah.
don't know me no
Yeah.
more. Like, you know what I mean? So I can deal with this shit.
I feel like back in my wild days, there's this thing me and my boys used to always do, when we had girlfriends and stuff. Let's say we were flirting with girls or whatever. Yeah. Not cheating because we don't cheat, but when we were flirting with girls or whatever, our girlfriends, like, we would just always be super ambiguous.
Oh,
like if the girl ever screenshots these messages,
You can't even
and
say what I'm
sends
trying to do.
like
I'm
you have
gonna be
no
your
idea what the fuck we're talking about, because they'll never say like, yo, come over. Like if a
Yeah.
girl says, oh, you should come through, we're like, oh, that's cool. Like whatever. Like or like what are you up to? We're like, oh, just chilling, whatever. Or they'd be like, oh, like last night, you know, it was actually dope seeing you last night. It's like, yeah, I know the game was sick. Like we just nothing that they say to us. Like we'll be flirting for a bit, but like none of our responses is engaging with whatever they're talking about, because if anyhow they screenshot it, our ploy is she's crazy. Look what the hell she's saying.
Make no sense.
What is she talking about? Look, how am I answering?
This is inconsistent.
Read how I'm answering.
Yeah.
Like I said, the game was sick. She said, "Come over." What are you? What? Is this girl nuts? Like,
You know
and that was the play, because like, and the girl's like, yeah, like, look at what I'm saying. Have I ever said anything?
Yeah.
Have I said that I had sex with her? Like what?
Nothing at all.
Nothing.
Nothing that's it.
It's just cool. Yeah.
Nothing
dope.
incriminating at all.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Super ambiguous.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a play we used to do.
It's funny because I was thinking about what was it? Someone was talking about like dating culture nowadays and how people move on social media. I feel like if I was a girl and a man was to, let's say I posted a picture, right?
Yeah.
If the man was to DM me the picture that I just posted,
Right.
and then commented, I'd be like, this guy's, he doesn't want people to know
Yeah.
that he's messaging me. You know what I mean?
Privately.
So instead of like
Yeah.
like commenting publicly for everyone to
right.
see, you know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about? Like
He's sending the-
you literally send the photo and then post it to you.
Yeah.
And then put your comment.
And then you put your comment. It's like,
Say
be
this.
brave.
Yeah.
Post that publicly.
Yeah.
Who do you not want to see this?
It's not even that. Like sometimes a girl just even try to flex on you if you guys try to do that. Like
Yeah.
no response to it whatsoever. Like nah, you're gonna see this.
You're
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
see
And
this.
we're gonna have this conversation in private.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
we're not gonna put this. It's not a public.
This
forum
was
for
my
everyone to
comment
see.
for that
Exactly.
picture. Now you saw it.
Exactly. Put my comment with 60 other comments.
Yeah.
On this shit. Fuck that.
60 comments.
All right.
Oh man.
Next question. Where is it? This is from Danielle, actually. We just shot her wedding on the weekend. This is an old question.
Congrats, Danielle.
But it says, if you get a one night stand pregnant and she's keeping it, what's your first move? Like,
Is it here? Like, is it at
it's in this country? Yes.
Oh, okay.
What's your first move?
I'm leaving.
Is
out of
it
here. One way flight. Out of here.
She's there. I just never got to that country again.
Before you answer this question, I want to adjust what you just said.
Is it here?
So like,
That's crazy.
yeah.
That's my first thought.
Look, I know for a fact all men have thought of this scenario where it's like, one night stand pregnant, like that's the worst, right? I have literally thought what it would be like if I went to fucking Japan.
Left it.
Like, let's say one night stand and I find out I have a youth like 9 months later, just living in Japan. Like, bro, that's the other side of the world. There's a part of me, as savage as it sounds, where I'm just like,
that's kind of lit. I've already thought of it. I had that. I've been thinking about that. I'm like, yo,
no.
I can't join it.
Go to Brazil.
I can't join it.
No, I'm not saying. I'm not
join
saying
in on this.
You can? What do you mean? No, if you,
Wow.
You never thought in your life, like, yo, what if I just go to Brazil with the man or whatever? And obviously you're linking up with Tanes, you're doing your thing. I'm leaving in 7 days.
Look,
I'll leave with
I'm
you
not
here
saying-
too. Like, whoa,
I never thought about that.
I thought about it. I'm like, yo, this is your
Okay, hold
responsibility.
on. Let me
Oh my god.
let me play the scenario here, right?
Okay.
I'm not saying I'm going to the country with the intention
Okay,
of
yeah,
getting
but-
pregnant a bitch. You know what I mean?
can't relate. So
What
I
I'm
said-
saying is this.
I had the intention.
What I'm saying is this. What I'm saying is this. We all know that when people go away places, especially when they're single, they're fucking, right?
Yeah,
Or they're trying to fuck
Yeah,
something.
that's-
Of course.
That's
Main
go. I don't know
main
why. but
priority.
You just want foreign pussy.
Yeah, he's like,
Yeah.
just to say,
Yeah.
I fucked in
So you're
Costa
trying to do
Rica.
that.
Duh.
And let's say you fuck, right? You're not gonna know, like you're not gonna know that this thing that you smashed is pregnant,
But why am I-
unless you're there for like
Why are
months.
you raw dogging over?
You don't have to be. You don't have to look. Hold on. You don't have to be raw dogging.
There's
Condoms
a
on 100%.
0.1% chance
Oh
that
my
it could
God.
Condoms
happen.
on 100%. We
So
know. We all know
slippery
this.
condom. Okay.
No. Listen,
Yeah.
I have another story, but go on.
Sure.
Anyway, so let's just say, right?
You fucking so hard you bursted the condom. Got it.
Okay.
Okay.
Come back home. Come back home. First of all, my first thought is like, how did you even find me?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I gave you no information.
I even go like with a fake name. Like I don't even really
Yo.
call my name. I even hey, my name's Corey.
how did you even
I
find
gave you
me?
zero information.
First of all, who are you? Like,
If you can find me after that, then I'm worried.
I deserve to pay.
Yeah, 100%. I deserve it.
If you
I deserve
find
it.
me, I deserve to pay.
Tell me all the payments I have to give you.
You also need a job at the CIA because I
Yo,
gave you
I
seriously.
give you a fake name. I give you a fake birthplace. I give you a fake where I reside right now. Like, and you found me. Crazy.
Oh man.
So just think about how wild that
Yeah,
scenario
that's
is.
wild.
Like, what would you do? What would you do if a one night stand you got pregnant and she said, Ryan, I am keeping it.
Now,
I hate
listen.
this question.
Now,
No, I'm actually gonna preface this for you because I know something. All right.
What?
So there's a one night stand. It's bad, right?
It matters if she's sweet. If she's sweet, matters. Yo, it's one night.
For
I
Ryan,
was just about to ask him, like, now, what caliber? I literally was asking.
It's a whole human being.
I'm gonna sit up.
I was about to ask him,
She's-
what caliber is this
Yo,
girl?
the girl is bad,
Okay.
right? She's bad. You met her, you smashed her same night, but then after talking to her for a while, you realize that like she's a bit off.
Yeah,
you know, like she's not your type of girl other
yeah.
than how she looks. What are you doing at this point? What's your very first?
But she's bad though.
Yeah.
That sounds like
This guy thinks I don't
that's
know
the
her,
deal
man.
maker for you. She's bad.
This
I
guy don't-
can raise a family with her. She's bad.
I've been listening to this guy. Like, what are you saying?
All right.
I'm judging you already.
So if she's off, but she is bad, listen, guys. So the goal that we all act like it's not a goal, but the goal we all kind of have is to have beautiful kids. No, that is some type of goal. Like that is a goal for me. I want my kids to be. We've all seen ugly
I'm
kids.
gonna let you finish before I say what I'm
Hey,
gonna say.
we've all seen ugly kids where like, whoa, I hope my kids not ugly. So a partial goal is for us to have beautiful kids. So check one is there. She's bad. I'm decent myself. We're gonna have some good kids. If she's off, I'm like, hey, listen, I'll do my part as a father to give him the good side. You know what I mean? And if I have to fly out there every now and then to maybe get some custody, I'll do so. I will be comfortable knowing that my child is coming out of a beautiful pussy.
It's good looking.
Like he's a
Royston.
good looking child.
Royston, you know what's crazy?
Upset.
Royston, you know
I'm so upset.
You know what's crazy? This
I'm
guy-
responsible.
This guy had the
I'm responsible
Ryan,
for my
this guy had the
child.
audacity to sit there and be like, yo, I'm gonna let you guys hold that conversation yourself. Meanwhile, he's talking about, yo, if she's ugly,
Yeah, like, that's what I want to hear.
He's
How's your
ugly?
answer differ if she's B? You don't have that same energy.
if she's ugly, Ryan doesn't know the kid.
Yeah,
That's exactly what it is.
Keep that over there. So I
If
don't want no
she's
parts.
ugly, you
Must
gotta.
not be my kid. That's too ugly. I'm sorry. Like, must
If
not
she's
be mine.
ugly, we all know the friend up role. We have to be super nice to the girls, so she just.
Yeah, just
So she's like, you don't want this. You
don't want-
You know you don't.
that flight of stairs.
Come on, no. Oh my god.
One way ticket down.
No, like, listen. I don't know if you have pregnancy scares before in your life, but
I had a couple.
I know when I have my scares, like, there's like a trajectory of emotions where it's like anger, then you're like nervous, then you're frustrated, then you get sad, then you're like,
That's not
then,
so bad.
then you literally fall back to like, I have to be nice.
Yeah.
But you go through all that first, and then you're like, your last chance is like, I just have to be nice to the girl.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna be nicer. It's gonna take all of me. I'm gonna check up on her, see how she's doing, just make her like me, and then she'll just agree eventually.
Yeah.
Like it's the last hope, right? It's the last hope.
Last
It's like
resort.
because right now you know for a fact if you're an asshole, she's gonna be petty and
Yeah,
just run
exactly,
and just
exactly.
run. And when it's like a Pokemon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a Pokemon. If you approach quickly,
You gotta weaken it.
It's true.
A couple tackles.
Use your sympathy.
It's true. Because if you just
Super
attack,
effective.
if you just go real fast, if you just go real fast, they'll run. Then remember those wild Pokemon, those
Yeah,
rare
they're
ones.
fleeing.
Yeah.
Man, they
The
flee.
Suicune.
They flee.
Where you going?
God, we
You
can
can't-
go on, man. Chill.
You can't have it flee, so you gotta lull her. You gotta,
Yeah.
you know, like if you just go at her aggressive,
Yeah.
she's like, I'm keeping it. Block your phone number. Turn off the.
You're
9
a piece of
minutes
shit.
later,
I'm telling everybody.
gone, right?
What?
So it's like I can't be angry. I gotta be calm. Gotta be nice. You talk to me, check out how you doing, like how you feel. I know this is rough for you. Like you gotta do it. Listen, you gotta do it. You gotta do it.
But if she's bad, you're not gonna do that though. It's lit.
It's lit. If she's bad, I still don't want a kid right now. First of all, second, a one night stand is very difficult because I don't fucking know you. It's
Yeah, exactly. That's the
You know what I
worst
mean? Like I
part.
don't fucking know you. You could be a fucking you'd be crazy, whatever. Yeah, she's bad. It's definitely a bonus. if she is gonna keep it, I'm like, at least the kid will be pretty. At least at the end of the day. But do I want a kid right now? Absolutely not. Especially from one night stand, no. But if I listen, we all know here who has the last say.
Yeah, exactly.
The one with the fucking kid in the belly. Like we can fucking cry and talk and you're a bitch, you're this, fuck you. Like we can be an asshole we want and they just go, okay, true. Yeah. Good night. Like,
see you in 8 months.
And you don't hear from them. Like that they have the power, right? So at the end of the day it's like, yeah, we cannot want the kid, whatever. If she's gonna have it, she's gonna have it regardless. But I feel like our role or our job is like, without getting too deep, is like literally like if we at the end of the day she's gonna keep it, there's absolutely nothing you can do.
Yeah, exactly.
Like there's absolutely
nothing you can do.
There's nothing.
Yeah.
You just have to start prepping and be like, how do I tell the family?
Yeah.
How do I explain this? Like that's what we stress about. Honestly that is bro. Literally that is what men stress about. It's not like the kid itself is stressful. You know having a baby right now is stressful. The finances again. Yeah, that's stressful. But the real stress is how do I tell my mom I got some random thing
that she's never met
in Japan that she's never met, pregnant, and she's keeping it, and now I have to co-parent.
She found me.
Yeah, I have to. And she found me, and I have to co-parent with some random girl across the world, and like my fans would be like, proud of you,
good job,
proud of you,
we raised you well,
right? Like, like it's that like disappointment from our family and our friends we have to explain.
I've been watching too many Game of Thrones because I'm like, that child is basically a bastard at that point. Right? Like,
it is. Yeah.
It is. Fuck. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I could look, you hit the nail on the head. Like if I got a one night stand pregnant, even if the chick was bad, I don't want the kid only because I had no intention of having a child. Right? But it's not up to me.
It's not up to us. Like that's where women get the power.
Like and you know what? Like I don't feel like an asshole for saying it, but that's how I truthfully feel.
What?
It's like where it's just like, look, if I get a one night stand pregnant, like
I don't want that.
Truthfully, I don't want to have a kid.
She shouldn't want to have it any more than you want.
Yeah,
don't want to have
but
it. Like,
look,
why do you want to have this shit?
But
like,
at the end of the day,
you know how they get. Like, you know how they get.
They get. You know them.
Wow.
You know how they get.
They're a little off.
There's attachment to it. Yeah. Like it's. What if I never have a kid again?
That's why you get it really quick.
What if I'm never pregnant again? Like all these thoughts go through their minds. Like what? Because what if I get rid of this one, I can't get pregnant again? Yeah. Right? Then I resent this for the rest of my life. What if? Like you know what I mean? Like they go.
You gotta hit them with like, you can't have this type of mentality. You gotta believe you can.
No.
When you're ready.
You're fertile. Don't worry. There'll be
you
more.
got plenty of years ahead.
You're fertile. Oh my God! It's not soil we're talking about.
This episode is raw.
Yeah, this is very raw, Joe.
This is raw, guys. Speaking of raw, our live show is May 11th at 8 p.m. Hopefully you guys show up.
Be there.
Be there or be somewhere else, I guess.
I've never been to. This is the first one. Second one.
Third live show.
Third one. Okay.
Yeah, you pulling up?
Yeah, I'm coming.
Pulling up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
May Friday. So I'm about to
May 11th, 8 p.m. Toronto. Tickets on the Eventbrite. WNTT live. Get your tickets. End commercial.
Oh, next question. Do you guys believe in giving your girlfriend money for her maintenance?
Bro, I think we did that.
Okay. And without her asking.
We did that.
Okay.
I want to hear his opinion.
I don't think there's anything wrong with it. My problem is when girls start to expect it and they treat it like it's something that is mandatory. That's when I'm just like, nah, there's no way. Like, I don't mind, like, okay, get your nails done here. Like, you know, little every now and then, it's like any other thing that you would do for someone occasionally. But if you start demanding something that's really, it's for your benefit.
Yeah.
So you would allow it? She can't wait to the morning? Like,
I'm not your sugar daddy. Absolutely not. I'll be like,
can you imagine? She's like,
I'll hit her. Be like, yo, say the word. Got me fucked up. Absolutely not.
Oh
your
my
nails.
God.
Oh man, yeah, we did that question a while ago.
Could you date a girl who is truly better than you in your sport?
If she's cooking me on the court, I know you can. I already know you can.
Ryan couldn't do it 100%.
You don't like when guys can play good on right?
Ryan's got too much pride.
Yeah, he's not happy.
Like actually better than me,
what if she was?
Or just like these,
no? What
like we're just
another scenario?
We have a good game.
What is this?
Like this is a good day.
This is a good game.
No,
you got me today.
Like
what if this girl was super bad? And she was like,
she's bad.
She was cooking you
like cash type shit.
Like out of 10 times you guys play, she cooks you like a solid 7 times.
Solid 7.
Yo, what?
Actually 6.
Nah, leave it at
60, 60-40. Sometimes it alternates, but like
Nah, see, 60 ways too close.
but you get cooked by her
Is
though.
she
You
in
know
the
what I mean?
league then?
Huh?
Is she in WNBA? Like,
She's not.
Bro, if she's doing this casually, then that's a problem.
that's what I'm. No, I didn't know. Like, because if she's WNBA, I'm like, yo, my girl's in the league. What the fuck, guys? Like,
Exactly.
What are you guys
No,
saying?
we can't give you that crunch to stand on. We can't.
Let me
We
have
can't.
it.
She has to like work at like Jack Astor's.
No.
She has to work at
Let
Jack
me have that
Astor's.
crunch.
No,
And this is
Yeah,
in
she
her
can't
free
be a regular
time.
girl. No, she can't be a
She's
regular
a
girl.
regular girl
No.
who played ball like
In high school.
in university. Like she was nice, and she just decided not
in
to
the
do
league,
it.
and she's whooping my
Yeah,
ass.
she's like, I don't want to go to the league.
Why aren't you in the NBA? Why aren't you in WNBA?
She just finished her shift.
she's like, the
she
money
took off her
sucks.
stilettos and she put on some ball kicks and she cooked you.
She just
On a random
and
Thursday.
just goes back to work.
Exactly. Like, oh, lunch break's over. I'm going back to work now.
Just be
You're
my-
not having it.
Just be my boyfriend today. Nothing. He's light work. You know, she's talking like that.
Yo, word.
My boyfriend is
Like,
light
he's
work.
like, food. Gerber.
Yo, someone get my boyfriend. Yo, he's light. Oh my god. Yo, we had to break up.
Yeah,
We had
100%.
to
We're breaking up. We're breaking up.
Did you
still.
start talking
Yeah.
like that? Yo, can someone get my boyfriend?
You
This
didn't
guy's.
have to lay the
Yo,
disrespect.
who
on
is
him.
this guy? This is dirt. Yo, I had to break up. I couldn't take it. I couldn't take that.
Nah, honestly,
Dad, break up.
right then and there, have to.
If she was talking like that, like,
It's the talking that's really worse than the
Yo.
actual getting whooped. Like,
bro, if she was like in the gym and like man saw her beat me and she's like, yo, come get my man. Like, oh my god. If all man's her to do that, I'd be like, yo, we gotta break up right
you
now.
have to move. You
Wow.
can't live here anymore.
So now you're gonna.
Yo, have respect for
You
your
don't-
man.
Yeah, but okay.
I'm
Yeah,
your,
of course.
I'm your,
Let me ask you.
Yeah.
Your girl takes you to the boxing
she
ring.
starts whooping
Oh,
his
yeah,
ass.
exactly. Look at it. Now you're leaning back and shit.
If a girl
you go
knocks-
to the boxing ring.
And she sleeps you.
Yo, I've never been slept before.
Oh my
He
god.
thought it was a one-way street. No.
Yo, if your girl chin cleans you.
And then goes around like, yo, who is this? What's he training with? He's shit. Yo, you're leaving.
Yo, someone train this guy. Yo, switch his trainer. Yo, let me train you. Yo, that was wild.
Hey, look at these stressed.
Yo, I'm so
stressed.
hot. I'm so
actually
hot.
stressed.
It's the talk that makes it
It's
worse.
worse. Like, okay,
Because
you slept.
if
what?
she stands over you like, yo, who's this? Yo. And someone's not even awake. He has to see it on video. Man, had to show him like, yo, this is what she was doing while you're sleeping, B.
And the thing is, the worst part is, Ryan is going to tell you at every, like, yo, look at this, watch this really, like, he's replaying it over and over again. You're not going to forget it.
Watch this really quick. Oh my god.
You ever see when Filet makes those slow-mo boxing videos?
Yeah.
When Filet makes those slow-mo
Nah, I
boxing
didn't see those
videos?
ones.
They're the
my
funniest
God.
things.
Bro, yeah, for your sport, that can happen.
Yeah, I think boxing is worse than
Like
ball.
basketball is-
because at least she can, like, hit some random threes.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
She can just toss it
You
up.
know what? She's a good shooter. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
exactly.
Wait, she's a good
Exactly.
shooter. If a girl chin cleans you,
Chin
like
cleans.
that is
Oh my
like
god.
every time you're in the race, she's like, "Yo, mitts up!" Like,
That facts.
what you
That's-
doing? Yo, block! Yo, some ass are gonna block. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Can't even block his face.
Yo, Dash, you guys are 1,000% right. Like,
I couldn't do it. I'm sorry.
it's the talking.
It's
Yeah,
a talking.
exactly.
Bro.
Yo, because I'm not gonna front. Like
was so mad.
I've been to a lot of boxing gyms.
Yeah.
I've been to a lot of like MMA gyms, and I've seen women
Yeah.
who I
Can
know
box for sure.
who I know could like
Yeah.
handle
Yeah,
some
yeah, yeah.
dudes, right? And I'm just like, listen, if I'm not careful when I'm finding these women, like,
You'll get dusted.
yeah,
she'll
they'll
catch
kill
me. Yeah.
me,
Yeah.
right? But it's the talking, bro. Like,
Yeah.
if you knock me out and then you talk afterwards,
Oh my God.
and we're
To
dating,
the stance, leaning over the rope.
It's the same thing. Like I just, you
Yeah.
know, like when I was joking when I said it to Kadeem, but like a girl's never gonna hesitate to say that shit later on. Like she
oh,
like,
yeah. You can't even go.
I just knocked you out.
Yeah. You
So
could
you
even,
think around company.
yeah,
Yeah.
you could even go to your girl privately and be
Yeah.
like, listen, like, I don't appreciate.
yo, can you just?
You just tone it down
Like
like
privately, you could have been like, listen, look,
striking a nerve.
look, I know you're better than me, but like, don't embarrass me like that in public.
Just not do that, eh? Like, just come on.
Hey, listen, like, don't talk to me like that in public. I understand you've been doing
sound
this for
like such a
years,
bitch.
but you see what I mean?
Don't talk to me like that in public.
respect my feelings.
Yeah, no matter what
Like when
you
it's
do.
just
hurtful.
us on like sparring 1-on-1, like you can do that, but like
Yeah.
Bring your volume down
like
a little bit.
all
It's
my,
between
all my
us.
boys are there. Like,
Yeah, just
come on.
Just
I
chill,
gotta
like-
talk to these guys later. You can't. Come on,
Are
babes,
you
babes,
crazy?
babes,
the best part is,
babes. Come on.
it's like you're not whispering, but it's like, you just lose all the bass. in
Yeah,
your voice.
exactly.
You have no power.
Listen,
no power in your
babe,
voice.
babe, I just need you to calm down, okay? Like I know.
That's
Normally we're
weird.
talking. Listen, I just need you to calm down. Like,
I'm not yelling. I just want to talk.
Could you
to you.
imagine? Could you imagine mans get to a point where their pride's so low they start being like, "Yo, can you just give me one?" Like,
Let me have this one there.
You just let
the boys are here and they're watching.
Everyone's here.
I just need just
can you
one.
Just fall.
The next time you can get them on.
And she's like, "Are you stupid?"
like, yo,
I'm gonna sleep you.
mix up, nigga.
Mix up, nigga. Oh my god.
Yeah, I think, talking makes everything so much worse.
Facts.
Talking makes everything so much worse because if she knocked you out, but like super innocent and humbly,
Yeah, exactly.
like she knocks you like,
Maybe I didn't really earn
Like-
this one, but she knew.
like she knocks you out and she's like, "Oh, babe, you good? You good?" And you're like, "No, get off me, get off me."
Yeah.
And she's like, "No, babe, I'm sorry." Like if she actually like had some compassion, then you still feel the way, but you'd be like, "Yeah, you got me." Like what you know what I mean? But if she's like, "Yo, who's this?" Like it changes everything.
Definitely changes everything.
We have to break up today.
Facts.
Today.
We're done.
Give me your mitts. I bought those. I bought those. give me these. Take it off.
Doing all the Instagram pictures, so all the girls that are checking on Friday
Yeah.
can see now that I'm single. And they can slide in my DMs.
Oh man,
All right, we got one last question.
that's actually a crazy conversation we just had.
That's wild.
Because that like, in any sport, it doesn't matter. Like, doesn't matter what sport.
Yeah, I don't think there's any sport.
I don't
where
think
you
any
can-
man could take
Dog,
it.
it could be fucking table tennis, and if your girl is talking shit to
Bro,
you,
the shit
The-
talking.
and the thing about talking shit that most people don't understand is like, we all know that one person who just talks shit just to talk shit.
Yeah.
Facts.
But there are people who are really fucking good and they talk shit,
And you can't stop it.
and you can't do anything.
Yeah, like-
bro, it's like like I'll never forget this dude I was training with. He was just like, "Yo, like I talk shit while I fight these guys because I know they have nothing to say.
Nothing.
They can't say anything. Like imagine getting punched in your head and someone is saying, "I just punched you in your head."
Bitch.
Like multiple times.
Bitch.
They didn't even swear at you. They just like, I just punched you in your head.
I just
Yeah.
remind you
me.
what I just did.
I'm gonna do it again.
Did you feel that?
Right?
Like,
Imagine playing basketball and someone just like,
I'm hitting this three.
I'm hitting this three.
now, hold it.
You're not gonna stop it. Like they're telling you
Yeah.
anything. You're not gonna stop it.
Yeah.
That's the worst part. It's the worst part. It's the talking.
Hold that pussy. Like, oh my
The worst.
I think when a girl calls you a pussy, that's the most
Yeah, it's
disrespectful
worse.
thing.
It's what?
That's the most
How
disrespectful
dare
thing.
you?
You have a pussy and you call me a pussy?
Yeah,
You're
like
crazy.
we are not the same.
Hold that pussy. You're like, what?
Yeah,
There's
yo,
so much.
There's
so
just something.
vulgar.
Yeah, there's just something about a woman that will like talk shit
it's
like that.
crazy.
You're like, yo,
Yo, she's serious.
different. Like, it's actually different, bro.
Yo, it takes a certain man to have a girl like that. I'm telling you right now.
It's true. No, but it's hot when you see it to anybody else. But don't do it to me. Like you're ruthless. What?
Yeah, she's talking. If that's your girl and she's talking, you're like,
Yeah, I'm like, okay.
Girl's going off
That's
right now.
me. She's
Yeah.
talking to you like that? Oh, she
Holy.
don't give no. She don't no regard for no.
Then your man's go, that's how you let her talk to you? You're
You-
like,
you're
nah,
like- but you have to say
Yeah.
yeah. And if you say no to them, you're like, what are you saying? Just letting them know.
No, like you always
I
do
love
this.
you.
Like,
All right, last question. This this one was from the Shade Room. It says, "Would you marry someone even though one of their terms was to have separate houses?"
what?
Yeah,
While married?
while married.
No.
You never do it?
It's a little weird. What's her reasoning for that? What's the terms? Like, you just like your space or like what?
I
Like,
guess it could just be space. What if like you were married to someone and it like for business reasons, like someone had to like live in another city?
Like full time?
Yeah, you to go back and forth. Could you marry someone who had to like, you know, how there's some jobs where you got to travel
Yeah,
more
yeah.
times than not? Could you marry someone
Who's in and out of town a lot?
who's in and out of town a lot?
I can do
I
that.
don't think that would work
Yeah.
for me though.
No, how come?
I'd be too tempted to like to step out. Like I can't maintain the commitment if I'm just like, okay, I'm by myself more times than I'm not. Like,
Yeah,
what am I really doing?
that's
here?
actually
It's a pen
that's
pal.
a very honest answer.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm be honest. Like
Yeah.
I can't maintain that.
yeah.
Like I married you to be with you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
What am I? We're pen pals or
Yeah.
like what?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I mean, like for me, I could do it if it was like just because I'm equally as busy. Maybe not flying out as much like that. Well, I do fly a lot, but if she's like constantly demanded to be flying out, like that is part of her requirement. I could probably do it for if I knew there was a timeline for it.
yeah, exactly. I
Like
agree with that.
if this is your like
a short term thing.
if this is your like my career, as long as I stay at this job, is I'm gonna be flying out 5 times a month for half the month
Yeah.
every month for the next 10 years. I'd be like,
I think
Like, I'd be
if
like,
that was the case, let's revisit this in
Yeah.
10 years. Like, why am I
Yeah.
gonna put my
yeah, like when you're done with this job.
Yeah, exactly.
Like if this is your 10-year contract, okay.
Yeah.
But it was like, you know, for the next 2 years, like I had this job. It's a really good opportunity for me, babe.
yeah.
And like 2 years, I'm just be in and out for a little bit. But then after that, like I'll be home. I'd be like, bang it out.
I think,
you know what I mean? Like,
I think that would even help too, because it's like even at the if we make it to the end of that 10 years, then I know all the more. Like, yo, this is something that's gonna be like we're gonna thrive when we're actually together.
I fought
if we
through
can stick
that,
up
like,
for that whole decade, like that's.
But if it's just this is just what it is, deal with it. I'm good. I'd be like, yo, your career is not for this marriage, to be honest, though.
Like, not even. I don't even think that's really a marriage in this. Like,
I mean, there's some.
Yeah, it works for some people, but like,
it's not for this marriage.
Yeah, it's not for me.
Yeah.
Not for this marriage.
All right. Well, we're getting close to the end of the podcast. For usually the guests, if they have any questions or anything they want to talk about, this is usually their time. So there's been something you've seen recently, some you wanted to ask me or Ryan.
All right. So just because in the beginning we were touching on like, making that leap into like your own lane and doing something like freelancing in a sense, right?
Yeah.
So I haven't made that leap yet entirely, right? Like you guys have. What would you say is, I mean, I think I can kind of assume what the best part is, but what do you think is the toughest part you don't think anybody really sees, kind of a thing? Like, what's the part that's behind the scenes that you're like, yo, this is what people don't really know is coming to them if they actually make this leap?
I honestly think the toughest part is you hear like people like Gary Vee talk about it a lot actually, and it's like the amount of hours. Like
someone put that video in my group chat the other day, like, quit your job today.
Yeah,
bro, what?
But it's like
bills next week.
Yeah, it's the amount of hours you have to put in. So the way that I can explain this is when I worked like a 9 to 5 in an office, a salary job, I knew that no matter what I did, that paycheck was coming. Right? Like I could realistically, if you work at a 9 to 5 long enough, you will know the ins and outs, the cheat codes of when, quite honestly, to slack.
Yeah, of course.
Right? If you want to slack, but you'll know, okay, I'm gonna do this on this day so that the next day I don't have to do that much work. I'm still gonna get paid. Freelancing, like, you do not get paid if you do not put in the work. I cannot stress that enough because, there was me and him were doing a video for Foot Locker, right? We did it for Black History Month. And me and this guy probably worked, no lie. No cap. Like, was it close to 13 hours?
Easy.
Like just at once. Like, we recorded the shit.
Like in here.
We came back.
In here for 13 hours.
Just
sitting, like accumulatively.
No, just sitting.
No, not accumulatively.
Just going through footage.
Like,
here.
we sat down, went through footage, sat there and edited. Because the thing about freelancing is, depending on like what you do in the freelance world, not just photography and videography, you have to work around what the client needs, right?
Exactly.
So if a client's like, we're gonna pay you, a couple grand, and we need this video done by, Friday. Today's Tuesday, right? Realistically, if I heard that today, for me, that's not as bad. And I've been doing it for a long time. I've been doing it enough to know that, okay, if I clear my schedule, I can do an actual video in 4 days. But then you have some clients who are just like, listen, we need this video done by Thursday or Wednesday. Today's Tuesday.
Yeah.
Right? We need it done by Thursday morning. Can you have it done? Like, you can't say no.
No.
You can't say no because, like, they need it done, right? Things right on it. So you have to put in the hours. And I think people just think that right off the bat, when you're a freelance person, it means that you get to dictate
easy schedule.
Yeah, you have an easy schedule. You have to dictate everything. That's not how it works. Like, over time, you can start really saying, okay, this is what I'm gonna do on this day. This is what I'm gonna do. But as soon as you have clients, like, you work around your clients. Mm-hmm. So I do think people romanticize like what it is to be a freelancer or an entrepreneur. And like Ryan said earlier, it's become popular, right? Like, it's a cool thing to do, but I don't think everyone is cut out for it, right? And it's the work that will kill them because, we all hated working a 9 to 5 because you feel robotic.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? You want to get away with that. I will say, like, being a freelancer, I've never felt robotic doing it, but there are times where just like, man, like, I am working so many crazy hours that it's like,
the 9 to 5 probably would have been better schedule wise.
Yeah, it would have been, but it's like, I prefer to do this anyway, even knowing that. Right?
Has there ever been a time where like you guys have that short deadline or like it's coming close and you're like, we're not making this?
I've honestly, there's probably been times where like, it's not that we're not making this, but I've definitely thought like, yo, these motherfuckers are crazy for making the deadline so tight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's like a separate conversation, but I don't think a lot of the time
They
clients understand or necessarily respect freelancers. Because I think a lot of the time they think that they're your only client.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if a client says like we need something due by Thursday, it doesn't mean that I have
think you're my only job.
I have the entire time.
Yeah,
you think,
like-
you think this is my only job.
Exactly.
Just your job.
yeah, like I was waiting for you to message me.
Yeah.
Like no, that's not
Thanks.
how it works.
There's
Like,
work now. Like
there's other things I'm doing.
I'm
Yeah.
glad you guys gave me work today.
Yeah.
I just been sitting here like
I'm just sitting at my computer.
no
just waiting
prior
for the email.
projects to yours.
Yeah, it's true.
So that's definitely the stress. I think it's sick. I love it. I wouldn't go back, but I would tell people like, listen, if you are not prepared to do more work than you've ever done in your life,
Yeah.
don't become a
Make
freelancer.
that leap.
Yeah.
For me, I think to just piggyback on what you said, everything you said, absolutely. But to give it a different perspective, one of the biggest things that people overlook is that when you're in your day job right now, you're responsible for one thing. And what I mean by that is what's your job, for example, right now?
Work in enterprise.
What do you do?
I set people up with rentals.
Okay,
Accounts,
I used to
stuff
work at
like
discount car rental.
that. Okay, cool.
So kind of the same.
Bro,
thing.
are we the same person?
That's weird,
Are
right?
you tethered?
Isn't that weird? That's weird. Isn't that actually weird?
That's wild.
Like I worked at discount car rental for like 3 years.
Okay, I'm there for like a year.
Enterprise is like
The same thing.
like the
They're
same
the
thing.
same thing.
And that's creepy. Anyway, so
I'm killing you after
that's
this, to be honest.
we gotta get rid of one. Like one has to go. But this is actually us.
Yeah.
But yeah, so at enterprise or any job, you're responsible for one thing. So what you do sales, I'm assuming, that's your responsibility. So you're a sales rep or a customer service rep, whatever. Who does your billing? Not you. Who does your fleet management? Not you. Who does your,
Cleaning the
accounting?
cars, yeah.
Not you. Who does the ordering for things? Not you. Who makes sure that the new fleet are in order? There are people doing all their job. Your job, you just do sales.
Yeah.
And you go in, you go out, you clock in, you clock out, doing sales. That is you. Once you become an entrepreneur or work for yourself, you now have to do everything.
Yeah.
And people are not used to that because they think, oh, I quit my job and like now I can finally do what I want to do. It's like, yeah, but now you have to do sales.
Yeah.
You have to do marketing. You have to do this. You have to advertise.
Yeah.
You have to organize. You have to do your budgeting, your
PR,
management,
yeah.
your PR. You have to customers. You have to answer emails. Like you now have everyone's role for whatever business you're doing. And if you're not used to that and you're not capable of putting on multiple hats, you'll fail.
Yeah.
Because it's not just now you quit your job, you get to just do what you want. Because I don't fucking want to send emails. You think I want to send emails? You think someone's like, give me a proposal and I want to fucking make a proposel?
Yeah.
No, pay this price and just fucking say yes.
Seriously.
Like that's what I wanted to say was like, why should we work with you? Because I'm fucking nice. But it's like,
sick.
right? But no, give me an actual proposal. Why you're charging this? Why this? What's this? Why should I choose you over him? Give me a report. Give me your work. Give me a portfolio. Like, I don't want to fucking do that. Just here's my work. You see what I do?
Exactly.
Book me. Like,
Yeah,
you
facts.
know what I'm saying? That's what people think it is, but
It's not
no.
that simple, yeah.
You can be good and someone's like, your work's good, but give me a report.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, but this is what I do. I saw what you did. So give me a report of why we should work with you. You just saw, give me a proposal with a budget, how much everything costs, how many materials, how long it's gonna take. What like people are like, I don't know, like, and that's where people get exposed because it's like they don't even know what the fuck they're doing. You have a skill that you like, but you don't know the intricate details of why you do what you do and how to actually get a project done.
Yeah.
It's not just I work for myself. Like these corporate companies, like they can hire anyone. Do you understand? Like, once you get out of this stage of like you're just working for yourself and you want to actually grow, like the stuff. Like I just did the campaign with Reebok last week. Like Reebok could have hired anybody,
Yeah.
right? But they hired me because of what I provided them. They're like, this guy makes sense. Let's work with him. But it doesn't like it's not just like they just pick you. It's like there's like you have to create almost like another resume.
Yeah.
Like a resume on top of your resume. Each time.
Yeah.
And it has to be customized to each client. You can't just be like, this is what I do. Okay, but I don't need that. I need this. So tell me how you do this. Well, I don't know how to do this. Okay, well, you're done. So, no, but that's just the way it is.
Yeah,
and if you
reality
don't,
of it.
and if that doesn't close, you're broke.
Yeah, facts.
Like that's That is literally how it is. Like, oh, you
It's
just
that
lost
cutthroat.
that potential client. You're like, oh shit, if I close this client, I'll have the money for rent.
Yeah.
And then
If
they're
you
like,
don't-
you know what? He actually chose to go with this guy.
Yeah.
And you're just like, yeah, but that was supposed to be
depending
that
on
was supposed to be my rent money. It's like, I actually want like.
Like this is like branching off of which question you really asked, but I want to like stress to people. I don't think they really understand like how scary it is, the idea of being a freelancer. Like I don't want to deter people from doing it.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I've never been happier doing it. But like you said, bro,
It's a
like,
huge gamble.
You have to have the most faith in yourself in order to do it, because you have to know that, look, there are going to be times where it fucking sucks, or like you're struggling to like land gigs or whatever the fuck it is, but I still need to come up with this money somehow, right? So for me, it was like, you know, I was living at home when I started doing the freelance thing. So I didn't have to pay things like rent and all that shit at first. Then I decided to move out, and it's like, okay, now I really need to make sure, like, okay,
You're making at least this much.
I need to make at least this much every month doing what I do so that I can afford to keep freelancing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because in the beginning, it's almost like you're working to afford to do what you do. And then after a while, it becomes, okay, I'm going to take what I know how to do and actually make it sustainable to the point where I'm not just getting by. You know what I mean? So piggybacking on what Ryan said, like some of the issues with freelancing is that, you know, there's no guidebook to it. Right? I'm quite sure there are fucking books out there, like people's opinions and like all this type of stuff, but
they just did what worked
for
for
them.
them.
Yeah, it's not going to be
Right, like-
every situation's going to be unique.
you know. So I think if anything, what sets Ryan and I apart from other people is the fact that we might talk about this stuff openly. Like if people have questions about it, I'm not afraid to talk to you about it. We've talked about like giving gigs to other people because it's just like, it's almost like a dog eat dog world. Like people have this mentality where it's just like, yo, like if I don't take this gig, another man's gonna get it, and that's his money now. But it's like, yo, there's enough food to go around for everyone to eat.
Facts.
You just have to know how to navigate this whole situation, right?
And we'll come back to you.
And we'll come back to you.
will
But
come
that's
back to you.
what you said earlier is like a real thought. Like I've had that thought before where it's just like, yo, you know, like the one thing you can never do as a freelancer is count money before you actually like have it, because you can do that when you work a salary gig, because you know that check is coming. Like unless you just magically get fired, you know it's coming. You can just count that. As a freelancer, you can never count.
Potential's not money.
Yeah,
like this is that budget.
Forget even potential. Like until you send me at least
clears.
Until you send me at least a deposit.
Yeah. So I know you're serious. Don't just talk about it.
Everything
it's all
is like
fluff.
okay to me.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the budget. We can work with that. Oh yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
how much is okay? Yeah, that's within our budget.
Yeah.
We're still talking.
Yeah.
At any given time, we can be like, actually, pull the plug.
Yeah,
Like,
we're not doing anymore.
So don't feel nice because I'm like, oh, they might get it. They might get it until they say, yeah, confirm. Here's a payment. That money doesn't exist. It's not yours.
Literally, yo, like it's real.
We're just having a combo. Yo, it's the same thing as sex, bro. How many times you talk with things for like days? It was like, when I see you, Royce, oh my God, I'm gonna do this to
Until you
you.
insert.
I'm gonna do that to you. You're like, yeah. Yo, this pussy's yours. Yeah. And then you're like, yo, we should meet up. Yo, I'm actually busy. All right, well, next week. You know what? Like, yo, we were talking. You were talking for weeks. Like, Jesus, you like you didn't. You're not slapping it. Like, you're not slapping that.
Yo,
she just wanted to talk.
Think about
she
what he's
enjoyed
saying.
the talking.
Think about
She's
what
like,
he's
this
saying,
is
bro.
fun. This was fun, Royston. I like getting you.
Ryan, that's literally the best example
It's
for
true.
any man that gets some.
That
that's the best way.
That analogy hit different.
Think about how, not even frustrated. Think about how angry. Think about how angry you are.
feel?
Think about, and you know what you're
Remember
angry
that
about?
feeling.
You know what you're angry about? You're not angry that you didn't get it. You're angry at the amount of time and effort that you put in, the groundwork you laid to get the final payoff.
Yeah, it's true.
Only for them to just go, I changed my mind.
I'm gonna go with the other guy.
You're like, what?
Other guy.
I've been talking to you for a month. He fucked you today? Are you stupid? Like that, yo. You know cheese out. Like, yo, that guy did nothing.
I'm dying.
That's the same thing in the workforce, bro. There's mans that get the job, you're like,
He got it over me.
You're like,
yeah.
How?
what?
Yeah.
This guy he just walked in the building.
My resume is so much better.
Choose him. What?
That's crazy.
Yo, bro, life is a crazy
Yo,
thing,
the
man.
feminist is going crazy after this one still. You just compared my pussy to a business. That is
It is a business transaction.
It's a business
This is a business transaction.
Yeah. You're not wrong.
Oh man, but yeah, thank you, honestly, Royce, and this was dope. This was probably a fun. This is one of the most fun episodes in a while.
I had fun too. I'm trying to be back.
A lot of raw gems in this one. I've been sweating this whole episode.
Yo, I'm hot. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm so hot now.
Do I remove my jacket? I was
Oh my
burning up.
gosh! But I hope you guys liked it. Sorry, these fucking lifesaver gummy bears.
These were that was another gem of today.
But yeah, thank you guys for stopping by another episode of We Need to Talk. Another reminder: May 11th live show, 8 p.m. Tickets, Eventbrite. Buy them. If you don't buy them, I will not care. But I will hope that you come
They're
through.
almost sold out still. I checked.
Almost
There's no tangible, is there? I'll buy it right now. I have cash, but I'm going. By the way, I don't know.
We'll take
Mike
that.
picked
That's
that up.
fine.
Yeah, I'll be there.
There's like 10 left, I think.
But
That's it. Yeah, let me get my 2 today.
other than that, thank you guys for stopping by in the episode We Talk. Thank you, Royce, for coming by.
Thanks for having me. I'm trying to be back again. Let me know. I'm
Episode
here.
64.
4? Yep.
Don't wait another 55 episodes to get me back on this.
Honestly, after this episode, you gotta come through
Yeah,
again for
you
sure.
back on earlier.
For sure. Other than that, thank you guys for stopping by. I'm MR.KOA alongside
Top boy.
and We Talk Podcast.
We need to talk.
We need to talk.
We need to talk.